All right, I got Keith Florian in the MMA Undisputed Interview Lounge. How you doing, Keith?
Oh, things going great, man. Yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. All right, Keith. What made you get into the mixed martial arts, and how did it lead up to running your own martial arts center?
I guess it started like a lot of people did. It started with the UFC. Specifically watching Hoist Gracie. I think it took myself and Kenny to see Hoist Gracie win it 3 times before we started Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But eventually we really took a liking to it, and started here in Boston. And I think just for myself, and I'm sure for Kenny as well, we just knew that we were going to do it for the rest of our lives. And we saw, we always had a dream of opening our own academy and having our own students and doing things our way and showing people our style of jiu-jitsu. And we're very blessed to now have an academy in Brookline, Mass.
Gotcha. So, like you said, you do train your brother, Kenny, and how is that relationship leading up to the fights and as well as training between fights?
Basically, we do a lot of drilling, and we just go over what we think Kenny needs to do to improve on different areas, and just repetition. And after that, for some hard sparring, we'll go to Canada, and he'll get some hard sparring for about 5-6 days, and we come back, we reevaluate, and we just keep doing this rotation, whether it's in Canada or New York at Hanzo's more recently as well.
Gotcha. In regards to the video, looking at Kenny's last fights, do you guys use video a lot to analyze what he was doing and his future opponents, and do you look at their previous fights as well?
Yeah, we definitely do some video, watching not only his opponent's fights but his fights as well. That's not our only focus, but it is definitely a focus. You don't want to be just so overwhelmed with what strategy is going to be, and then when one thing doesn't go your way, it seems like strategy gets thrown out the window. So I don't know. For myself, it's just not all about strategy. It's more about learning and improving what your weakness is, and then if you do that, then you'll do fine.
Gotcha. Well, during Kenny's fight, you're very vocal. How do you feel about being very talkative during the fights and giving Kenny pointers and suggestions on what to do during his fight? Do you believe being vocal during the fights is a positive for him?
I do. I think it's positive for him that he just has another option. A lot of people may think that we're giving away the strategy, but as a matter of fact, it's an option that Kenny will take, and let me tell you, he doesn't do it. Many times he just won't do it. So it's the opponent will think he's going to do a kick to the head, and really he's going for the leg, or maybe that's our strategy. I'm just not going to really comment too much on that, but it's just, as I said, it's just an option for him. If he wants to do it, he can do it.
What do you see your future with your martial arts academy / center and yourself as a trainer?
I see us doing really well in gi competitions and no gi competitions, and maybe 4 or 5 years from now, maybe you'll see some of my students start coming up in the ranks and maybe entering the UFC. But as of right now, I just see a family type of environment, which is what we've always wanted, and just training the guys to be better people and better martial artists. And we don't have many MMA guys at our academy, but if they so choose to do that, then we can obviously help them in that as well.
Gotcha. Regards to outside of MMA, do you follow any other sports? I know Kenny's a big Boston Bruins fan. Do you follow any other sports besides MMA?
Not really. I look, know, I see definitely like the World Cup, and I catch a European game every once in a while, and I like the playoffs, you know, in other sports and things like that, but nothing like MMA. Obviously, you know, I like jiu-jitsu matches and things like that, and no-gi submission tournaments and things like that. But martial arts related for sure.
Gotcha. One last question for you, Keith. What advice would you have for somebody that's just trying to get into the mixed martial arts career and saying, I want to be an MMA fighter?
I think the most important thing is to get, you know, a qualified trainer, somebody who really cares about you and not about themselves. You know, I think that they need to get somebody who really has the fighter's interest, and only the fighter's interest in his heart. And if you do that, then they'll build you correctly, instead of, oh, hey, how you doing? Yeah, welcome to, you know, XYZ martial arts, and oh, you want to fight? All right, yeah, we can set you up next week. You know, look for an academy who really wants to build you the right way, and who's going to tell you, hey, listen, you know what? It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's going to happen. It's going to happen 2-3 years from now. That's when it's really going to happen. Because, you know, I'm a true believer of slow growth, and I think that's the best way.
All right, Keith, thank you very much for your time. Good luck to you and your academy, and I hope to talk to you again soon.
Thanks so much, Ted. My pleasure, man. Anytime.